Well, welcome back everybody. It's been quite some time since I last streamed, and I hope my volumes are still set correctly. Something a little bit different, well, sort of a bit different. This is not one of my regular stream games. This is actually a private server, and as soon as the game decides to load, there we go, I figured I'd just stream some of the stuff that I've been doing on this private server. Just for the fun of it, and for the fact that, well, I haven't streamed for a while and I feel like streaming. Running a few mods, airplane parts is a main one. We've got rotating airlock doors. There's a few others. One of them's a hydrogen efficiency mod, which updates and changes the efficiency of hydrogen engines and hydrogen thrusters. They're 2 times efficiency, so they go through hydrogen at half the pace they used to for the same output, which we're finding is a very nice balance mod. It seems to make hydrogen much more usable, is probably the best way of explaining it. Anyway, before I get focused on that, bit overview, tongue-tied, bit of an overview of what I'm doing. I'm actually started on Mars, and I built, it's a bit dark, I built this. Basically it's a mobile starter ship, if you want a large grid, full refinery, full assembler, jump drive, 3 hydrogen tanks. We've got a survival kit in there. And I went from Mars, which is there, to here, which is the new planetoid, mini planet, I don't know what you call it, Triton. And I've been building here on Triton. We'll get to that. First things first, of course, was to set up a hydrogen production station so I could refuel. As you can see, I do have a reactor on here. It's turned off. That's all the uranium I've got, so I'm being a little bit conservative with it. And whilst I'm plugged into the base, sorry, just waiting for it to load. And whilst I'm plugged into the base here, the wind turbines and batteries are quite sufficient. What? Well, they were sufficient. What to go? Current input, current output, stored power. Okay, so where's all that power going? And why is it only 3 and not the 4th one that drained? I have noticed some weirdness. Okay. With the newest updates, have noticed some really unusual weirdness, because I'm actually got a hydrogen engine running over the back here. Full output. These batteries are full. Okay, so why are those batteries not full? They've been damaged. No. See, and this is just part of the weirdness that we have noticed. I mean, it's got just under 1 megawatt out of 3. It should be displaying something. No, hang on, stored really down this low. It's coming back up. Why 3 out of 4 are fully depleted and the 4th one is not, is actually very unusual. And this is one of the things I've noticed. Hey Luna. Yeah, I mean, you seeing this? 4 batteries, 3 basically dead and 1 nearly fully charged. And I've got way more production, energy production that is required to keep them charged, and yet 3 of them are dead. It doesn't make sense. Should be pulling power equally from all of them. But no, Space Engineers is deciding to do something rather unusual and selectively drain batteries. Maybe, but I mean, there's nothing wrong with those blocks, as in, no, they're not damaged, and it's charging. It's going to take 3 hours, but they're charging. So, I don't know. One of those weird SE things. I'm sure of it. Yeah, that's right. It never does do anything usual. I think it makes up its own logic. But yeah, I figured I hadn't streamed for a while. I'd just throw the stream up. That way it's just, yeah, for the hell of it. Probably do the same with Arc later when I jump on there. Assuming that I got the bandwidth that will actually support it. I should have, but it seems to stall every so often. Anyway, base is coming along. I need to pull this one back. Just waiting for it to catch up. I suppose it is. It could be a hiccup with auto mode. I've never seen that sort of a hiccup before, but that doesn't mean anything. They are messing with things. Drills, they are turned off. Pistons. Yeah. Boing, 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 boing. Yep. Yeah, the fun part of breaking this all down again. Yeah, I'm going to have a look at my stream settings at some stage. No, actually, I think I'm streaming at 720p. I used to stream at 1080, but Australian internet, it started stuffing me around with bandwidth integrity and reliability. So I reduced it down to 720 because it's still HD, but it's quality HD. But I do need to double check. I know I messed with it at some stage and I did reset it back up to the 1080. When I was using it just for recording. I'd record in 1080 locally. Just not sure if I changed it back. Well, that's right, can't deposit through there. all through there. It's a bit silly. And it should have finished processing all the stone by now. Okay. Why is that turned off again? It's only 20 kilowatts. Why would I turn that off? That's interesting. You probably saw my post on Discord there. Both Tinners and Accordion had a look, and they can't see that anything had changed with trash cleanup, but it's a bit odd that things were getting cleaned up that previously weren't. Huh, okay. Now you are now on. Range is 5 kilometers. Broadcasting is on. Does it? Oh, it may not show when it's connected up. Because this one's merge blocked, so it shows. Hang on.
My suckers.
Oh, okay, that's that. Alright, so okay, construct right.
Thanks.
Okay, that should now be working. Okay. Oh, come on, game. I really hope they fix this. I have all the DLCs. There is no need for it to be trying to stream any of this crap in. Oh, nice laggy. My ping's normal, so why am I getting lag? Maximum speed is good.
No. Yes.
The GPU load is, well, the GPU load is flat out, but that's normal. Hinge 7 is an unsafe block. Really.
Whoa.
Pistons I
I
know.
think that's going too far.
Oh yeah. Rotor. I think they're probably because I've set their torque to max. Okay, I obviously didn't spell constructor right there, but pistons, pistons, pistons. Pistons and rotors. See, why am I seeing junky stuff in here? This is supposed to only show me my blocks. Oh yeah, lift hinge 1 and 2. Okay. Lift hinge 1 and 2 is considered unsafe, but lift hinge 3 is not. Ah, it's the shear inertial tensor. Yep. That deems it as an unsafe block. If I do that, and I better, okay, they're fine. I better fix these ones up. They should no longer be considered an unsafe block. It still says hinge 7 is an unsafe block. And hinge 1 and 2. Why? Unless the game just hasn't updated. Oh no, it's the torque again. It is the torque. And 3. He's got normal torque, but 1 and 2. Hinge locked. Hinge locked.
Energy low.
Energy low. 30. Okay, let's just change them all to that. Probably won't work properly after this, but okay. Torque is set. Ah, I just messed with that, that's why. Idiot. And there we go, we no longer have the hinges showing. And it'll be the same with all these pistons because they've got really incredibly high torques on them. But how much did it break? As in, no, I don't know whether it broke, but since it's not functioning at the moment. And these are processing stone like crazy. Oh, okay, we're keeping up with it. Nice. Nice. Current output's 1 megawatt. Same with that. They're normal. I will actually be setting up some more of those, and I'm going to set up some solar panel arrays using Izzy's alignment script just as an additional supplement. When I do get some more hydrogen, it's only going to be used on ships like this ship, something that's got huge power drain like the jump drive. And otherwise, this is actually all battery operated. There is no hydrogen engines on this thing. And yeah, the generator's only turned on to power the jump drive. I'll turn it back off again. Wow, it's ploughing in pretty quickly. Yeah. Which script is that? Is it? I know. I think Izzy's got a power management one, hasn't he? Damn, croaky throat at the moment for some reason. I started writing a power management script that would monitor batteries and hydrogen engines, and if the battery dropped below a certain level, it would fire up the hydrogen engine until the batteries were back up to a certain level, then it would turn the hydrogen engine back off. I should get back to that actually. I think it would go hand in hand really quite nicely with the hydrogen efficiency mod. It's an intelligent power system basically. It only uses the hydrogen engine as is required until batteries are recharged. And rather than, I think the hydrogen engine, okay, power control program, probably doing what I'm thinking of doing. I'm pretty sure though that if the batteries are full, hydrogen engines don't generate any output, and as a result which don't use any input hydrogen. They like idle, I think. I'll have to have a look at that one later. Sorry, my daughter's in the background playing Ark, looking at the new Genesis Part 1. And she's just discovered, she's in the lunar biome, the space biome. And she's discovered what look like space whales. Actually look amazing. Power control program. I'm just going to quickly... Yes, I have my stream set to Space Engineers Workshop. Where are you? It's only display the full screen app, so power control. Isn't it amazing? I type in power control for searching and it doesn't bring up anything to do with power or control. They are not scripts. High-tech solar panels, that is not a script. I really wish people would learn to actually flag their mods correctly when they upload them. A transporter, that is not a script. The azimuth extra large thrusters are not scripts. I mean, okay. Power control program version 1.1. Finally found you. I've never looked at this one before. Might be worth looking at. Load the script, enter add power control to the custom data field of screens to use them with the script. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to watch the video about it right now. I'll have to have a look at that at some stage. Yeah, no, that's what I ended up doing.
Energy critical.
Oh, energy critical. Yeah, well, that's the type of script I was actually, I'm in the process of writing actually, is that if the batteries are above 90%, turn the hydrogen engine off. When the batteries drop to below like 25%, for example, just literally turn the hydrogen engine back on. Yeah, so that it then recharges the batteries back up to like 90% or even 90. I won't go 95% because the batteries can sometimes fluctuate up that top end there, but I reckon above 90% should be sufficient. And then, yeah, literally just turn the hydrogen engine off. And then it just draws off battery until it gets down to, well, even down to take 10%. Work on a 10% top and bottom margin so that when it drops to 10% or lower, well, as soon as it gets to 10%, I'd say, turn the hydrogen engine back on. When it gets up to 90%, turn it back off. So the batteries are just constantly going from 90 down to 10, up to 90, down to 10. And I think that would be a nice efficient use of hydrogen rather than the engines running all the time. I was also working on a companion script to that, which is for this particular ice mining station, such that the concept was, now I don't think it'll be able to work, concept was that if ice levels get below a certain point, then fire up the mine to actually start mining ice again until they come up to a certain level and turn them off. And O2H2 generators will just run pretty much all the time. is a concept. That one's only concept. The hydrogen engine one, I actually started laying down the foundation for the script. Core. I will have to get back to it because I think it'll be a nice companion to the hydrogen efficiency mod. Again, my mods these days seem to be working more on balance. Actually, I noticed looking through the workshop that there are a lot of people who are looking at the same thing. Balance for SE. Yeah, I think there was originally, and it didn't go down very well because if you ran out, you had hydrogen, but you ran out of energy, all of a sudden you fell out of the sky. Yeah, I don't think people took too kindly to that. Whereas why that would affect your hydrogen, I don't know. Once a hydrogen thruster is turned on and it's just burning hydrogen, it shouldn't need electricity to run or power. Take it from you. Oh, there's a storm outside. Yes, exactly. It's called creative. If you want to play a game where you can do anything and not risk losing anything or dealing with the dramas, yeah, it's called creative. A mode I only use when I'm prototyping stuff. Even some of my biggest constructions are all done in survival. And actually, I'm going to just do a little bit of a detour. Oh, there we go. It's been a little while since I've loaded it, but I'm going to come here. Load up my mega construction. If I can. Oh, I mean, I'm going to have to figure out how to get back. Oh, it doesn't matter. Where is it? Custom system survival. Ah, mega build play. There it is. This is a survival game. Granted, I'm using some pretty aggressive mods like build and repair and nanite control factory. Well, not nanite control factory. Drill and fill, build and repair, and I'm building inside an asteroid. Yeah, me too. There's a lot. I've got whole worlds dedicated to storage. Call them hangars or shipyards. I like 3 of them, I think. 2 space-based ones. 1 alien world one. I don't know. I should visit them again soon. I haven't actually looked at them for a while. I haven't actually added into them for a while. I've got quite a few new constructions that I haven't actually added into those worlds. They're basically just a museum. There we go. I have a few components. Ingot storage, you notice they're in the millions. Assemblers. This is all survival. Thank you. Battery storage. More battery storage. We are... Yep. Oh, okay. Server room to be expanded. Captain's quarters. Yes. This is piping control. It's the plumbing side of it. Checkpoint. Manufacturing. Well, production. Yellows and reds are warnings. There's usually vacuum the other side of them. And we wait. I need elevator music. There we go.
Whoa.
There are 4 floors.
Now this is cool.
This door should open all by itself. No. Did I not turn that on? No, they close by themselves. Future expansion. Yes, we're outside of gravity field here. Reactor control. Oh, power control. Our primary reactor room. this catwalk takes us back up into production control. It's the factory. It is airlocked because at once upon a time it was not O2 sealed down there. This takes us back around into storage and assemblage. Keep in mind I built this all in survival. More batteries. Back into central production. Oh, okay, I'm exhausted. Now let's take the elevator back up to there.
Glitching out big time.
Better check, do I have my helmet on? I do have my helmet on, that's good. Like I said, yellow and reds denote vacuum behind. Main hangar, still in construction. It's a little tug. It is used purely as a tug. And drill and fill system for mining. Hurry up and close. Thank you. Right. I think there's only the one jump drive on this thing. I can't remember. What scripts are we writing here? Inventory management, airlocks and doors and automatic LCDs. Okay. Think of this as like a colonizer ship. That's the principle behind it. I'm starting to, these are modded airlock doors. They will actually come full halfway down and these ones will come full halfway up. Which is like 30 squares each, something or other. Yeah, that's the airlock that I mean that's the hangar I'm working on. Yeah, come on, come on, come on. I'll get to that in a second. It's a standard small ship docking. Oh yeah, that's solar alignment. 32 megawatts of power. I'll get to that too. It's got a huge, huge solar array. I had a lot of fun, having a lot of fun with this. This is all sealed compartments. There's nothing in them because this is purely O2 control. This upper section here is purely O2 control. These vents allow O2 down into that lower section through the grills, through the grates. Catwalk, that's it, catwalk. And if we go down to that lower section, which well, that takes us back down to the airlock, to the come on, back down to the hangar. This comes out in front of the colonizer ship. There. This is hangar control for this particular hangar. Yeah, it is. I'll show you why shortly. Okay, that's right. We need to go around. Come on, stop the heavy breathing. What you're looking at here is not something well, it is something I built, but it's not something I built. The overall structural form came from a pirate frigate that I salvaged. It was dead in space. We're looking from the bow to stern at the moment. It was dead in space. It only had 4 Gatling guns on, 2 either side. Don't ask me why it was called a frigate, but it was. And by coming in directly from the stern, you could avoid the Gatlings altogether. And I run easy. What's it called? Easy takeover. Easy. Yeah, I think it's called easy takeover, something like that. Mod, which means that you can destroy or take control of every controller interface, whether that be remote control blocks or command seats or passenger seats. As soon as you take care of all of those and then place down one chair that you control, the whole ship gets converted over to ownership by you, which saves a lot of destroying and rebuilding, because I'm actually using scrap in this mod. In this game, I'm running scrap, so grinding stuff down doesn't give you the components, it gives you junk. So what it is, I brought it back here and I merge blocked it into the beginnings of a base I had, and then I gutted it, and this is what this big whole corridor is. The greebling inside here is all done by me. I wanted to add additional detail and just make it look cool. So I greebled the inside of it. The lighting, if we turn out, the lighting, we've got direct lighting, we've got the ambient lighting coming down from above through the grills. Just again to add visual texture. The orange lighting is actually from outside, it's a bleed through. I didn't like it at first, but then I thought, no, actually it works. That's the one, easy NPC takeover, yes. This part I don't think is airtight. No, it's not airtight here. I'm still working on it. Yeah, empty space. Oh yeah, the skybox. I like the skybox I'm using here. I can't remember which one it is actually. It might be Clang's Cradle. I do like that skybox. Anyway, I've still got some residual storages down here. The large reactors that you saw in the main base and in the colonizer ship all came out of this. There were actually 6 large reactors packed in here, and since I'm running scrap, I couldn't just grind them down and transport them. I had to that's where the tug came in. I actually had to disconnect them open up the side, and then pull them out with the tug, and then push them into place, and then merge block them into place where I wanted them. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, this is one ship that I salvaged. I've gutted the whole back here and changed it all. Yeah, build and repair, inventory management. So that's one ship that I salvaged. Oop. This you're looking at here is another one. Well, actually, this is a station that I salvaged. I took it over. It's a construction station, but 3/4 of these things were not built. So I've finished building them up and piped them up properly. So I've got massive assemblage arrays. I mean, there's more assemblers, there's more storage, there's more refineries. I brought it over and I conglomerated it in. That ship there, actually this ship here is the starter ship that I actually came here in. Yes, this is a starter ship. It came with one of the mods, and I selected that. I selected Space Start, thinking it was going to give me one of the vanilla keen ones, and actually gave me this ship as a Space Start. I liked it so much, I blueprinted it, replicated it, turned it into a gunship. So I have a gunship variant of it now. This thing is simply a build and repair system. It's a constructor vessel. Now, creme de la creme. Let me just. No, I don't want that one. Yeah, it's a survival game, but I've got access to creative tools. This hybridization of a, I don't know what you'd call this, is actually three different vessels, three identically different vessels. Sorry, three identical vessels, all Frankenstein together, merge block Frankenstein together. It's a drill ship. It's primarily used as a drill ship. But as you can see, it's got some firepower. But yes, I can't even show you what. Maybe I can. That's an interesting station actually. It uses spherical gravity generator. You can actually walk right the way around it. Inside, they are actually full corridors that you can walk around. It's a drill ship with teeth. Oh hell yeah. No, it's not that one. It's not that one. Which one is it? That's an exploration ship. It's not what I'm after. No, we'll get the cherub. Okay, there's my mushroom station. We'll get to that too. No. Don't actually have any of the particular stations. It's actually a station. It's one of the default stations that the game loads in, one of the NPCs. And it's been damaged, and there is this repair ship. Okay, that's not going to help me. Okay, there's this repair ship thing in orbit, next to it. No, I don't want that. I want that. And that's what this is. It originally was a repair ship. It had a grinder on one side, a drill on the other. And I actually stumbled across 3 of these things. 3 of these stations with this owned by nobody repair ship, damaged. Cockpit had been blown off it. So I took control of them, brought them back here, and yeah, I Frankensteined them together as this massive big ship that I now use for. I hate the fact that you can't zoom in anymore if it's connected. Yeah, turn it into a miner. Okay, so that's that. Oh yeah. That's my solar array. That's my solar array. It's only a little one. You're right. There's Mushroom Station. Well, it's called a station, it's actually a ship. It was one of the NPC ones that got spawned in. It was damaged. I took it over and I repaired it. I thought it looked really cool. But it's the station, but it's actually a ship. And I'm actually using solar alignment script on this as well, but it's controlling gyros to keep this ship oriented, so the solar panels always get sunlight. I never used that aspect of EasyScript before, the gyro control one. So I turned this into the gyro control. Yeah, 1 megawatt, just under. But one of probably the thing I'm most proud of about this whole game is this thing. That ship there. It is hydrogen and atmospheric, and I've taken it down to the Earth-like multiple times. It is so overpowered thrust-wise, it's not funny. As you can see, I'm making use of the transparent LCDs. I think they are brilliant. It's called Quadro, and for good reasons, because it's identical in all 4 directions. O2 capable hub. Well, it's fully atmospheric hub. Again, think of it almost like a scout colonizer ship. Probably a better way of putting it. 32k of uranium. It's got teeth. It's got rather big teeth. It's got, what is it, four? Oh, it's been a while. I think it's only 4 refineries. It might be 8 refineries actually. No, 4 refineries, 8 assemblers. All fully, or nearly fully maxed out. As you can see, the assemblers only got 3 modules on them, not 4. 4 large cargo containers. 8. 8. uh, Only 4 hydrogen tanks. 4 large thrusters of both types. The atmospheric engines are purely for staying aloft in atmosphere. Turn the hydrogen ones off once you get into atmosphere, but it uses the hydrogen engines for manoeuvring in atmosphere. It's got 4 jump drives. And it's got guns. The landing gear is perfectly aligned with the level of the cockpit, so when it lands, cockpit's on ground level, so of course these stairs work perfect. Yeah, ore detector. It's probably one of the coolest ships I've actually built, and one of the most functional. I've taken this down onto the alien planet, and it's got so much thrust. It's got so much thrust. It doesn't even struggle. I mean, it's barely using anything when it comes to power wise and even hydrogen wise. But I think it's, what have we got, 8 refineries. Yeah, it's got 8 build and repairs. I think it's only got, let's have a look at the front. I think it's only at the front. Where are they? Where are they? There we go. It's only got 4, I think 4. No, it's only got 2 drill and fills. It's only got 2 of the mining drills. But it's got 8 of the build and repairs. Yeah. So I can land somewhere, I can start construction, this thing builds it real fast. And yeah, aside from hybridizing and Frankensteining, everything else here is, it's all survival game. It's one of the fun ones. But yeah, to give an idea as to why the constructions are so massive, that gives you an idea of the asteroid that I'm building in. Now this game is quite unique in another way as well, in that it's the first game that I have played purely in space where I've had this show up. No, not that one, that one. Hence why I'm using a lot of hydrogen powered stuff. Not engines, because I don't have my mod in here, so I'm going to probably add my mod into it. But this, as you might be able to tell, this asteroid cluster here is pure ice. There is no stone in there at all. Like I said, there is no stone whatsoever in this asteroid cluster. And using the drill and fill system, I wanted to see if there was actually any rock at the core. That answer was no. I've got more ice here than I'll ever be able to use in this game. And I have never ever come across, in any games I've played, an asteroid cluster of nothing but ice. And these are big asteroids. It is, and that's why when I landed on Triton, I decided, well, I'm on an ice world where there is, I mean, it's the same as what Io or Titan or whatever one of those is in the original, but I'm on an ice lake, and the ice lake is so vast. Okay, it's only, I think I've figured out, 8 or 9 meters thick, the ice layer, before you hit stone. But there's more ice there than I'm going to be able to use to power everything hydrogen. And if currently it's wind and hydrogen is what I'm running, the uranium reactor is purely for the jump drive. But you're right, it's a massive construction, it's a massive game, but whilst I'm running all scrap, running the drill and fill and build and repair allows me to work in mega quantities. And once you start producing in millions of kilograms of ingots, well, you either stockpile it or you use it. And I figured, well, since I can produce so much so quick, because honestly, that drill and fill, oh my goodness, drill and fill, just if you go mining something, you mine it all. I went mining uranium, I mean, yeah. I've got a lot of uranium, it doesn't show it here. Ingot storage 25.8k. I'm certain I've got more than that. It'd be in the power system because the ingot storage here is not showing the power system. It's not showing the reactors. Just like it's not showing what's in the assemblers. I've got 22 ingots in the assemblers. I've got a lot of assemblers. I've got, what have I got? Crap, can't remember. There you go. I've got half a kilo of uranium per assembler, and in total I've got 22 kilograms of uranium being used in assemblers. So I've got 44 assemblers across this base. The inventory management keeps 2k of each resource in each assembler at all times. That way I can come into production and everything's unlocked and I can build anything infinitely. Um, they're all cooperative too. Q for quadro. X, I can't remember what X is for. Just shows the linked assemblers as well, but they're all cooperative. So I can queue up, and I have done, I can queue up 50k of steel plates, and I know it will build because it will always keep 2k in the, as soon as it uses any, it tops it up to 2k constantly. The build and repair system is quite neat as well if you run the build and repair companion script, because if you tell it to, if it needs to go and build something and it doesn't have the components for it, it instantly queues them up in the assembler, and as soon as they become available it will build with it. So you've got that advantage as well. So it just lends itself to massive constructions, which I like. I've never actually built on this scale before. And in fact, this is the only game I've actually used the drill and fill and build and repair in. I don't normally run with them. I also don't normally run with iScrap, the iScrap mod. So I've challenged myself by adding things like iScrap and stuff like that, but I made it easier by myself by putting in drill and fill and build and repair. As for shipyards, what do I have? 246.5 meg shipyard. Yes, I know it is. It says how long it's been since I loaded this in. There's a lot of failed experiments in this shipyard. A few successes ended up on the workshop. Thinking so, yes. I still think though those changes we discussed in regards to stone, that alone I think will make it more realistically balanced. So I'm going to have to get to and work on that. I mean, I have a development background, so it's not that hard. It's just a matter of getting the motivation to actually do it. Welcome to shipyard number 1. Some solar sails. One of these ended up on the workshop, one didn't. I think it was this one that ended up on the workshop. This was Mark II. And yes, they can land on atmosphere. Not much in the way of scripts on this. And yes, I was tempting Clang, but it works. This monstrosity. I think did you see this one? Behemoth? I think that's what I call it. Right. where what's half of these things have got in them, to be honest. It's been such a while since I actually messed with them. Yeah, just a fun station. Had a lot of fun building it actually. It's got some interesting stuff in it. Yeah, time is ticking away because of this. Not even sure if this is still working. I haven't turned it off. Turn it off. That bit at the bottom there, it extends and retracts. Extends and retracts. It just keeps moving. One of those weird things. Oh yeah, this thing. It's modular. It's a modular system I was working on. Where's the airlock? Ah, the back maybe. An attempt at modular ship design. So you can plug or play into different combinations. As you can see, it's all merge blocked. It is airtight when you close it all up. Except you can get stuck if you go the wrong way. The antenna is just a little bit low. Um, this is another hybridized solar array, solar sailor type ship. It's different. Yeah, it's never really gotten out of the design stages. Behemoth. This one's... shouldn't show this one, I guess. This is part of a scenario thing I was working on. This was going to be used for a video trailer for the scenario. This ship comes under attack by that ship, gets hammered pretty hard, you escape in one of these escape pods. Come with basic components. This is before they gave us the survival kit. You notice it's atmospheric thrusters, yes. One ion thruster up here. When it detaches, the script fires the ion on max override. That's the only space capability it's got, is one ion thruster. Using small atmospheric thrusters, it barely, and I mean barely, has enough thrust to come to a stop. With an atmosphere. Escape pod comes equipped with all the materials for the following: 1 refinery, 1 assembler, 4 batteries, 6 solar panels, 1 medical bay, and 1 antenna. Try not to crash is very apt at the bottom of it. That was the scenario I was working on. Might finish it off at some stage. I've even got a little bit of the cinematic that I actually started building for it, using the replay tool. Started building this about the same time as that came out. I mean, it's just not a bad ship in itself. Yeah. So I may get back to that at some stage. Ooh, come back here. But yes, the 4 small atmospheric thrusters based on the size of the ship barely give it enough thrust to actually hover. You notice there's 8 thrusters, backwards thrusters, because if you're coming in head first in towards a planet, an atmosphere, you want maximum braking thrusters, which is what they are. They will slow you down, but you will struggle to hover. So it makes it a bit of a challenge. And even though those 8 small thrusters, yeah, you have to be very careful how you approach. Hey, it's not what I wanted to do. Go away. You have to be careful how you approach the planet, because otherwise you will slam into the ground. Okay, I managed to somehow damage my platform. That's better. Yeah, you can very easily slam that straight into the ground. Trust me, when I was testing it to see if it was overpowered or underpowered, the number of times I crashed it was more than I actually was successful, which I thought, cool, that's exactly what I want. This thing, actually, I believe is on the workshop, if I remember correctly. It's not exactly... It's not exactly perfect. Yeah. Really can't discern much from that, can you? Though it's quite maneuverable, as you can see. A lot of hydrogen. It's got the usual array of assemblers and the likes. Really wish we had an angled conveyor. Yeah, it's lined with thrusters. I've got some damn ugly ships. Like this thing. Very ugly ship. Oh, that's right. Port toggle. Haven't set it up properly. This is an ugly ship. It's a big ship, but it's an ugly ship. And it's a bit of a maze. Program block, airlock, where are we? Come on, thank you. This is a carry-all arrangement system I set up. That's designed to lock down for storage. This can then come along, merge block to it, take it back for offloading. It was part of a scenario I was working on. First steps in a type of Borg cube. All glass, designed to have multiple of these that can then stack together in multiple arrangements.
They can look huge. They would be terrifying.
Oh, it works. it's functional. I have to admit, I don't think I've actually ever tried connecting them. Okay, so which one camera would that be? Not that one. Not that one. That one. That one. Which means if I've got this right, bingo. It's not exactly fast because it only makes use of small ion thrusters, but and they can be connected up because there is connector interface on each side. Somewhere. That side. Let's have a look which connectors are ready to connect. This would be the wish I actually showed you. Log. There we go. So the two sections are now actually interconnected. So it allows for, the concept was station design, modular station design. I've got a few of those. Like this station over there, the tower one, that actually did get turned into a modular station design. I've got it here in one of the others. These, you might be able to recognise these as to what they are. I need an asteroid. Where's an asteroid? Just make sure I'm clear. tons of asteroids around. Where are they? Can't remember the... Ah, yes. I can't remember the sequences we need to use here now. What have we got? Build, trigger. Yeah, it did too. It's because I was drifting. Yeah, see? Silly me. Forgot I was actually supposed to have the... Okay. Meant to have the thrusters turned on. For station keeping. This is a poor design. And we lost... No, not the projector. Yeah, it'll do. Okay, now that's interesting. I know what the problem is. I mean, I'm ruining my world, but I don't care. Oh, I hate that. Because when it builds, it's not supposed to fire straight away. I mean, it's not supposed to... Yeah, reactor's going. So it's supposed to build, the green light comes on, you hit the fire, which fires like that, which is exactly what it's supposed to do. Anyway, I think with changes in the game, it's broken some of that stuff, but yeah, I don't really care. I've come up with better versions of a railgun since, but that's a whole other story. Again, more ugliness. More compactness. that's this world. And yeah, you're right, it's because the ship is too close to the gravity field of the platform. And then I outgrew that one because things were getting too crowded. Yes, 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 see, it's been a while. I think this one's got my modular design in it. Modular station design. I actually posted it and it got incorporated into somebody else's collection. They were trying to build a procedural station builder that used modular components, and they asked me if they could use my modular station design. I said yeah. Oh yeah, that's right, this is this. This shipyard actually has a base. Mining base. Can't remember half of what I got in this. I have trouble when it comes to rear ends of ships. They always look too ugly. Yeah, see, there's the cockpit at the back with no access to anything else. Okay. Okay. I can't even remember how to get into this thing. Isn't that bad? I know you can because I recognise some of it. And I wouldn't put stairs inside here if I couldn't get into it. Hmm. Oh, okay. In through the thruster. Yeah. In through the thruster. Okay. Different. It's been a while. Um, that ship was used in a scenario, starter world scenario thingy that I put on the workshop. Crashed, of course. were a survivor of this ship that crashed onto the alien planet. And basically everything got destroyed. You start in a cryopod, which is not in the original model. So you started in a cryopod that was attached about here on the ship. Just fix this lighting. That is Gecko 2. That's the original Gecko that I built. Did it end up on the workshop? Because somebody they saw me on a stream. I built it on a stream. They saw it and liked it and asked if they could put it on the workshop so they could use it in their server, which they did. And then they came back and said, well, it's the most stolen ship on the whole server. Everybody keeps stealing it. It's, again, it's a compact survival thing. Refinery, assembler, cargo, jump drive. This is Gecko 2. Updated version of it. Much more not much more anything actually. It's the Gecko one has got a slightly better design. You can walk out and around. Actually no, hang on, this might be Gecko 2, that one might be Gecko 1. I can't remember. I do have a Gecko 3 which I haven't put into here. I actually like it better. Oh no, I do have Gecko 3, there it is over the back here. But yes, it's another one of the many exploration ships I built. This one's got way more hydrogen capabilities. Turns out, worked out well. Aside from that, this is, oh yeah, that's just a remote miner. It's designed for remote control from in there. Mining an asteroid that's over there somewhere that's got just about every resource on the one asteroid. Surprising. know. I hate it when that happens. Just trying to remember where the hell is my... Don't think it's military. Yeah. I started in an attempt to start building military or gunship type things, you know. Yeah, well. I work on function, not form, most of the time. Oh, okay, I'll start on one of my stations, one of these stations. This is a frigate that integrates the railgun into its design. Whether it works or not, it's a whole other story, but it did when I built it. And this little nasty, ooh, this little nasty. This little nasty is designed to wreak havoc. You notice there's even warheads in there. Hence what this is. It's a leech mine, basically, for want of a better way of putting it. Did it set to detonate yet? Yeah, it did, over there. I was testing what thicknesses of material. Oh, come back here. Except that occasionally happens. See, for some reason it has not triggered the call. I was never able to figure out why sometimes it didn't work like that properly. So if this was the side of a ship, it would be drilling into a ship. And then it does that. I think I might have gone too close to the sensor or something. Yeah. Play small ships, large ships. Air stations. It's supposed to then trigger that, which it's not really doing. Yes, these leech mines were meant to be deployed from a ship in a combat situation. And since they actually hold themselves against the ship with landing gear, and even when the drill head warhead detaches, it's still captured within, even if it doesn't get far into the ship. It it can hurt. Deploy these in a cluster. I was going to try and write a script that actually incorporated a little bit of AI to it, so it would always turn her face towards. Another project I never finished, but that's cool. Now I'm outside a gravity well here. Yeah, there was some real flaws in this design. So there we go. Now I think the difference with this design is that it doesn't actually detach the warheads until I hit fire. Hello? It's again another timer that hasn't kicked in, I think. Oh no. They've changed. Detach. Yeah. Set at 2.5 meters. change the range that some of those things work at by the looks of it. I see that's still not within range. Thanks, Keen. And see, now it's destroying the battery. Whatever. That's the biggest problem with the railgun arrangement like this. It's got to be so precisely set up, otherwise it just doesn't work properly. Yeah, this one's a lot faster because I'm running a speed mod. Anyway. It's actually more a case that the grinders that now no longer get the same range as they used to have. It's where the grinders were originally set, they affected that one block only. They didn't affect anything else. That's alright. I think I showed this one. Yeah, see, this doesn't need to be updated because it's been updated. This is my Pyramid World one. Well, it never actually started out as my Pyramid World one. It started out as a build location for this. Does it have the strength to deal with it now? Since they've nerfed a few things. It looks like it has. Thing is, there's actually only one rotor handling this, if I remember correctly. Yeah. That's all being driven by one rotor. All lights on, all lights off. this base is a little bit on the dangerous side if you're using it in a multiplayer situation. Thought was to use it as like a pirate base. I mean, I know how to integrate bases and use as pirate bases. It's actually all the antenna that does it, but the base surrounding it can be pretty neat. Just basically a mining / refining base. H2, landing pad. Yeah, that's the list of mods used. Refining complex. Yep. Also, safe room. Central control room. Fire control. This, I believe, makes use of some pretty aggressive sort of combinations. Battery control, oxygen gen. Server room. And a second pad. And none of the pyramids in this one except for the one that's floating. Yeah, exactly. And yes, could also be replaced with the hinges. Now, which one is that? where is it? Hang on. I know where it is. Obviously this is the only place I've still got it now. I did lose stuff due to a hard drive crash. And there was some stuff I was able to recover, but obviously I didn't recover this. I'm glad I actually put this on the workshop then. I've attempted to do that with most of my stuff and just flag them as private. I think I can do that. This one takes a bit to load sometimes. This is a modular system, modular station system. These are all individual functional components that can be stacked together into various combinations like such. And if I could just remember how the hell to get into this. One of these has got airlocks on it somewhere. Oh well, we'll come in from the top then. O2H2 projection. Ah, command deck I think. No, cryo deck. Oop, oop, oop. Maintenance deck for cryo. Battery room, I think. I think this also connects to, it's one of the junctions I think. Obviously not. I can't even remember. I know it's modular. There it is, corridor. Refinery. and reactors. Lots and lots of reactors. Oh, okay, and that's... Ah, that's right, I remember that now. 9.9 gigawatts of power. But yes, to get in and out of this thing is hidden behind that. And that is this the right one? No, this is not the right one. This is the static one. Is that one the dynamic one? Nope, that looks like it's static too. One of these is this one. It's currently turned off, but the whole antenna array there pulses down and back, down and back. But yeah, a lot of modular design went into that, a lot of thought. Fortunately, one of them, which one is it? I think it's... No. One of them's actually very processor heavy. And as you can see, I was going through a... Damn, that looks ugly. A black stage. Everything was black. Oh yeah, the hangar bay. One of the command decks was very resource heavy. Processor heavy. I think it's blue. One of them. Oh no, this one. It is this one. Crude attempted tables. Yeah. Yeah. I'll get lunch in a second. Yeah, it did look a lot better. Because they changed the skinning, I think it was, Luna. They changed the way skins were applied, and it I think changed the way it looked initially. I think it probably looked good in the probably clean black or even the battered. That's the default that is there at the moment, and I think it looks awful. Yeah, at least I now have a copy of it again. Thank you. This one's interesting. Yeah, that was the finale. Now I need to clean up these ones, put them back into archives. Random production stuff. Ah, okay, yeah, that's that. This random production stuff is so that so I could make this. I wanted the space engineers be right back, and so I built one using my speed mod and some video editing to even speed that up even further, so you get the effect of jumping into hyperspace and then streaming along at unimaginable speeds. But if you notice at the end here, and it's coming up just as soon as the alien planet gets off screen, we slam into an asteroid. Bang! And then it just repeats. Starts back over again. So I need to now go back to that. And it just sits there in loops. So I was very pleased with the way it turned out. Yeah. I know, it's a bit behind what I'm doing. Creative construction yard. I'm just trying to remember what some of this is. It's been a while since I've looked at them. Yeah, yeah, I liked it. And the crashing into the asteroid was purely luck. Just as the alien planet goes off screen, the trajectory, because I didn't touch the trajectory at all, that's all a dead straight trajectory. Yeah, it slammed me straight into this giant asteroid, so I actually faded to black just as it hit the asteroid, to then fade back in to start all over again, um, which worked really well. Come on, you piece of... Struggling to load something. There we go. It's really struggling to load something. Come on. I'm not even sure what I was constructing here. I know this platform is... Fine, that'll do. The construction refueling platform's the concept behind it. Hence why it's old. It's been in space for a long time. Jump drives under a seat. It's even jump capable. Why would we jump? That's a construction platform. Come on, shut. Really not even longer sure what I'm building here, what I was building here. Oh, actually, yes I do. And it takes us back. This one, so far, I'm very pleased with it. It needs more work. Needs a lot more work. This is actually meant to be, it's the first stage of another much larger ship. This is like the captain's yacht. Hence why the merge block and connector up the top here. This is like a captain's yacht that's going to be part of a much, much, much bigger construction. Hence why I made the point of building all this first construction yard. Trying to make it multi-purpose construction yard. But I can jump drive this anyway. Over top of the bi-lane system. Well, although I added that in. I wanted the Earth-like world to be near to in the asteroid belt. I mean in the rings. And you notice the mobile construction platform, it's owned by nobody. Come on game, wakey wakey. So, it's still got a little bit of work to go. I like the clean white on it. I haven't gotten any auxiliary control chairs or anything in yet. It's just the one. This, by the way, is extendable, as are those over there. This, when it's not in use, gets retracted back up under here, which brings it all of that back. I think, yeah, the edge of this gets flushed to the edge of this. Something like that. It's a work in progress. Hey, Mordreds. Sorry, my stream monitoring chat and my actual, what I'm looking at are actually about 90 degrees apart. I've got to turn my head to have a look at the chat, so. Well, actually, at the moment, I didn't want that. Actually, at the moment, I've just been bouncing through some of my old worlds and having a look at what I've got. What I've been working on, what I haven't touched in ages. System survival. Just trying to remember what that one is. I do know there is one that I have lost. Which is a little bit annoying actually. Yeah, it's the biggest problem with hard drive crashes. I was playing Grogs in space for a little while there, but I got sidetracked. Well, Luna, in regards to the SE server to be a map with the gas giant and blah blah blah. I mean, as you know, Arc is actually LFP server. It's hosted on a company called Nitrodo, and um, I set up an account on Nitrodo so I could. Whoa! Graphics driver crash on this one. Game just went boom. I have an account on Nitrodo and I have credit available to me, and I have seriously been thinking about setting up a server. And there's no reason why we can't set up another SE server and make it highly customized, like using it's actually I'm not sure if it's called the Bylane system or yes, thank you, Keen. It's just hit Space Engineers again. Maybe it's something to do with that world. But yeah, I mean, I have stripped down. I think it's the Peregrine system or the Bylane system. One of the two is the original name of it. That was the gas giant, but it actually had all these different planets as well that came with it. And I actually stripped out all the planets except for the gas giant in one of them, so I could build my own custom system based around that. So I don't see why we couldn't do that. And like I'm building a scenario at the moment where it's 10k, 10,000 kilometers between planets. Is that a bit bizarre? Well, kinda, but I wanted something that would encourage the use of jump drives and long distance travel required. I'm going to try that again actually. No, the Perdiso system. I think that's the original system. I should have looked at the settings on that. I don't really want it to be in survival at the moment. Ouch. And I don't really want to mess with Nitrodo to try and get a refund on it. I've got credit on there purely as an accident. I was trying to actually donate to LFP's server to actually help the cost, help maintain it running. Which I ended up doing, but I found out the reason why I was able to do it originally wasn't because I didn't have credit on my Nitrodo account, it's because my currency was set different to what Chevy's currency is, so that's why it wouldn't accept it. It doesn't do currency conversions. So I ended up with credit on my account, and I'm not going to mess with trying to get a refund on it. So I've got the credit there that I could use to pay for the hosting of a server for probably 6 months actually. Looking for a basic hosting system, pricing. It doesn't have to be. Yeah, this is the original Pesoto system that I got off the workshop. Pretty sure it is. Let's have a look at entity, not trash removal, entity list, thank you. Planets. Yep. Yeah, this is them. These are all the planets that are in the original Pesoto system, which is brilliant. There's Bylane. That's the actual gas giant itself. People don't realise there's another one with rings, Demos. Moon. Paradise. I think it's actually on the workshop, it's called the Paradise system. But that's just an Earth-like planet that's the Earth-like planet that's within the rings of Bylene. And it's got some nice and interesting worlds in here. Look at this purple one. Ooh, back up. Going too fast. I mean, I know how hard it is to build custom worlds. I've been doing it myself. And to get this beautiful purple colour took a lot of work, I can tell you. Because the colours, how they work within SE, especially for atmospheres, is really, really bizarre. A 0.36 gravity. I mean, look at this view. I have no idea what sort of resources are available, if any. Instantly we've got a beacon, look at that. So I mean, we could just use this base system because it's so different to anything that Keen have got. No, I don't want to save that. But like I said, I actually stripped everything out except for the gas giant Bylene. And that's in here where I've got start Bylene system. I think so. But putting planets, 10k apart, that's actually easy. Yeah, having way stations is a good idea. So even set them up as recharge stations. A station that's got half a dozen large reactors purely so that you can get there and recharge your jump drives and stuff, so you don't have to worry about power generation yourself. Okay, so that's Bylene, that's Paradise. Yeah, see, I've got Bylene and Paradise. I stripped everything else out of it except for those two. Because I do like Paradise, it's actually a nice world. A lot of ice. A lot of ice. Some of the alien. A 0.9G world in the rings. With lots and lots and lots and lots of ice. Why have we got... Check this out. How weird. How very weird. So it's very interesting. We could use that as a base. Yeah, something like that. I'll put some thought into that actually. I think this base as a base to start with, Bylene with Paradise in orbit as the Earth-like, rather than just using Earth, which we've all played with that. Oh, look at that ice. Isn't it beautiful looking? I like it. So I think, yeah, using, say, Paradise as the Earth-like world in the shadow of gas giant, which you really can't see on this side of the planet. I just realised I'm in a survival game. My hydrogen's going down. Let me just... do that before I forget, before I run out.
Fuel low.
Yeah, so I think that would work really well.
Fuel critical.
I'm not falling. Excellent. And then you're just putting some... I don't know about barely habitable. Maybe say put 2 moons, 2 dead moons around this excessive water planet. Well, as in it's got so many big oceans. Around the gas giant, and yeah, maybe put say 2 other planets with moons, sort of, you know, 10k that way and I don't know, 15k that way. Put them in opposite directions or something stupid like that. I don't know, I'll play around, I'll come up with something. And we'll see. Can always tweak it. I'll have to have a look at my Nitrodo account and just figure out how much it's going to cost me. I mean, I'm going to apologise ahead of time if I do this. It's going to be hosted on an Australian server, not one somewhere else. Only because I'll get the better ping then. Haha. No, believe it or not, with international internets and your own network internet providers, you'll probably still have a reasonably good ping coming to an Australian server, probably better than me going to an international server. So. Yeah, exactly. Put a massive ice operation way out over there. You know, like 20k away, 30k away, and be in the middle of the ice ocean. Wonder how deep the ice is there. No, I don't want placement. Like if I come to here, okay, this and here, I can see no land at all around. This is a very reflective ice. I love it. Oh, actually before I do that, Don't want it to save. Alright, so it saves. Ah, cool. Oh, way cool. Give me that. So it saved when I got up here. Come over here somewhere. Not quite out of sight. Okay, out of sight of everything. Curious as to how deep the ice is liable to be. Okay. Not very. 6 meters? It looks awesome though. Oh, and a storm just started, really? Hmm. Is there any other type of rock? I would hazard a guess that it's just the one type of rock. I mean, that's 100 meters, so. But still, even if it's only six meters. Yeah, that's fair enough. Hmm. Yes, that's what I was thinking. Because it really is just a habitable moon around the gas giant. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it just means that you'd have to have a massive ice production facility, and considering what we're looking at, that's well and truly doable. So yeah, something to play with, something to play with. But for now, I'm going to actually have to stop. I've got to go and get some lunch, and then I'm going to probably jump into Ark afterwards. But I'll probably still stream it too. Anyway, I'll catch you guys later.